Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's session. I remain your facilitator, and I will be talking about the media and the media for propagating cooperative and field work. Okay, so we're going to be talking about that today. We will be talking about media of propagating cooperative education in Nigeria. Okay, at the end of today's session, we expect students to discuss the media of propagating cooperative education in Nigeria, as well as describe the formal cooperative education. Cooperative education is carried out with some media of communication to ensure the activities are successfully carried out. The cooperative assistant can educate by talking to an individual or a group of people on cooperatives. When he does this, the officer would behave like a resource person, and the audience may be opportune to ask questions on areas that are not clear. The participants in the discussion have one role or the other to play, as well as the resource persons. One of the participants may throw in an idea on which himself and other participants will deliberate on. In discussion, the cooperative assistant may play an important role but other members in the group will also participate actively in the dissemination of information. Now, what are the media of propagating cooperative education in Nigeria? One, through symposiums, through debates, through meetings, through study courses, through study groups, through study visits and excursions, through demonstrations, through articles in periodicals, through articles in newspapers, through write-ups in pamphlets and leaflets, through posters, through radio and television programs. Now, what we mean by symposium? A symposium is an educative forum where resource persons are invited to take part in presenting or in presentation of topics to be used to impute knowledge to the audience. It may also be a situation where different resource persons are invited to present papers on a topic, subject, or a problem to the members of a cooperative society. It can also be referred to as a conference for a discussion on a particular subject or problem affecting the development of cooperative societies. Towards the end of the symposium, a resume or summary will be made from what the different resource persons presented to the audience. Now, debates. A debate is usually a formal discussion which may take place in a public meeting in a cooperative society, or it may be organized for members of a cooperative society. Okay. Now, what are meetings as a way of propagating cooperative education? Usually when cooperative hold their meetings, they educate themselves on how cooperative society functions. Apart from this, the cooperative assistant attends the meetings, and during the period, he educates the members, the committee members, and the officers of the society. He also looks into their business operations and methods and educates them therein. Education of members can also take place when societies representatives hold meetings together at the union's office, which they are affiliated to discuss some issues. This is a form of education as well. Now, study centers or study of society. Members, officers, or committee members may also attend courses of various types. These courses may include attending a year's course, 6 months course, or 3 months course, and so on and so forth, to develop themselves and to enable them to have the ability to make effective participation, in cooperative development. Now we have study groups. Members of cooperative society may divide themselves into 2 or 3 groups to look into the problem affecting society. Each group, represented by the secretary or chairman of the group, will read each group's resolution to the members of the society for comments, and a resume will follow. This may be under the guidance of the cooperative assistants. Another media of propagating cooperative education is study visits and excursion. A cooperative assistant can lead the members of a cooperative society allocated to him on an excursion to societies that are viable, evaluate their development, ask questions on their business activities, and learn from them. They can also visit the farms of such societies to know how to practice modern farming. At the end of the visit of caution, they will be able to emulate the activity demonstrations. The officer can assist members of the cooperative society allocated to him by showing them physically how to be showing it on a farm where members can go to and see this development themselves, thereby practicing it on their respective farms. For example, the use of fertilizers can be demonstrated on a farm for members of the society to see and later practice this on their respective farms. Another media of propagating cooperative education is articles in periodicals. Articles on cooperative societies' benefits can be published in periodicals, like in newspapers, Newsweek, Newswatch, other magazines like Tell, and so on. We also have articles in newspapers, articles mentioned above, like Tell, newspaper, magazines. We can have articles published in Punch and Guardians and so on. Now we also have write-ups on pamphlets. Write-ups on cooperative can also be published in pamphlets, leaflets for cooperators and members of the public to learn from. Then we also have posters. Cooperators can also be educated through the use of posters. Posters are placards on which words or diagrams are written to educate cooperators or members of the public on cooperation. These placards are usually displayed on walls or public places called radio and television programs. Cooperative education can also be given through radio and television programs. Talks, discussions, debates can be used to disseminate cooperative education through the use of radio and television. Now let's talk about the formal cooperative education. Formal cooperative education. Formal cooperative education is given in classrooms. This includes training in cooperative colleges, polytechnics, universities, and so on. The education is impacted through formal teaching. Now, informal meetings where members ask questions. It also includes the analysis, radio and television, pressure in keeping the secretary and managers on duty of the cooperative assistant. Also, with education in Nigeria, and furthermore, we explain the difference between formal and informal cooperative education. Therefore, we have examined how inspection will keep the manager at alert. We also clarified and explained, gave explanation between formal and informal education. Inspection of cooperative thrift and credit society. Every student should try to explain the importance of minute books and general books. And these are some in-course questions that every student should attempt. All right, thank you for today. I look forward to seeing you in my next class. If you have learned from these videos, click the notification button. Please give it a thumbs up so that others can see it or will see it. Always remember to subscribe if you have not done so. Until next time, keep learning.